MC for this evening. Thank you very much. Now, like most people that speak at weddings, I thought it'd be best if I did a bit of research before I stood up here to prevent myself from making a complete tit of myself. So I did a Google search for the job requirements of an MC, and I came up with the following. Enter! We're pumping flex! Little bit of Alicia Dixon had a mistake there. No one saw that one coming. Wicked! That just happened. Right, before the speeches, I thought we'd do a little warm-up and touch on something that I think needs addressing, and that is the sheer effort that Rachel... That is the sheer effort that Brad and Rachel have put into making sure that today is not only their dream wedding, but also an amazing party for the rest of us. Lots of people tend to hire people to help them organise the day, but Brad and Rachel have sorted the venue, the marquee, the entertainment, as well as ensuring we are all supplied with food and drink throughout the evening. I think they deserve a round of applause for single-handedly putting this entire night together. I'd like to give a quick shout out to the wedding organiser that they hired. I just mugged you right off, love. Now, seeing as they have put so much effort in, I'd like to do a little toasting exercise. I think it's only fair we thank them at every opportunity possible. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to ask you all to pick up your drinks, and then I'm going to say to you, what do we say to the bride and groom? And I want you all to say as loud as possible, cheers, to show them how much we care, alright? So, if everyone picks up your drinks, what do we say to the bride and groom? Cheers! Jeez, it sounds great. I was going to say do it once more, but do it once more anyway. What do we say to the bride and groom? Cheers! There we go, look, little bit of audience participation. Like you're at a fucking pantomime. Right, before we move on to the main speeches, I think there's a couple of things that some people wanted to say that couldn't make it today to Brad. There's a speech from Scott Island, which I think, Will, we're going to read. Okay, so I'll hand you over.
We love you, Will.
Afternoon, everybody. Yeah, this is a message from Scott and Kate. It says, hey guys, we hope you're having a great day so far. We're truly heartbroken we can't make it, but we're here are a few words from us. Brad's a special kind of guy. From meeting him after school with his fake Egyptian-looking tan, to his spiky pop-star looking hair and tight clothes, we had some great holidays together. Falaraki, just to name one. Although from the outside he looks like a douche, he's actually a genuine, kind-hearted guy who's helped him in a lot of ways. And he's been somehow he's been lucky enough to find an equally kind-hearted, gorgeous girl, Rachel. Rach, we are sure you look stunning today. He's right. And Kate feels truly grateful for you and how well you both got along, for you being your awesome self and embracing her as part of the crew during the last couple of visits. He can't wait to see you guys when they come back later in the year. So keep some champagne on ice and they'll see you in December. Congratulations and cheers to a lifetime of love and adventure. Love, Scott and Kate. That's it, back to Dave. Ouch.
Okay, so on to the main speeches. Now, in keeping in line with traditions, we're going to start with the father of the bride, Mr. Graham Musk. Now, this is a man that requires no introduction, yet when putting on a pair of wellies requires a stepladder. A man who once got so drunk, he was caught on camera confessing his undying love for Morrison's. A man who absolutely begs the question to be answered. How the fuck does someone raise 4 daughters and still own the shortest trousers in the family? Now, I figured it'd be unfair for me to stand up here today on the day of his daughter's wedding and keep telling Mickey about his height. So for that reason, Graham, I'm going to cut this short. That's the last one, I promise. I'm going to hand you over to Graham now, and I wish you good luck. You could say talking in front of this many people is a tall order. I'm here a week, people. Tidy up!
Thanks for that, Dave. I don't have to introduce myself now because you've done it, for people who don't know me. First of all, I'd like to thank two people. Without this couldn't happen today. Pauline and David, who own the field here. Give them a massive round of applause, please. Where are they? Your generosity and help has been amazing. Thank you so much. Right, it's nice to see so many people here, and a special mention to those who have travelled a bit further. We've got Ray and Carly and the kids from Tenerife. Oh, and Yaz. Amy and Adam from Houston. Where are they? Aidan from Canada. John and Kelly from Dubai. And I hope I pronounced this one right, the Langers from Ireland. Is that right? Right. Let's start with Bradley, eh? For weeks before I met Brad, all the girls, they were a lot younger then, were going around saying, Dad, Rachel's going out with a cage fighter who looks like Peter Andre. When I first met him, though, I was pleasantly surprised as he was not really a cage fighter. Still undefeated. One fight. He's a very well-mannered young man. So anyway, they start going out. It takes him about 3 weeks to nick my seat in the lounge. And I'm thinking, Peter Andre could be here to stay. Over the next 6 years, I've got to know him really well, and I also work with him now. I say work, all he seems to do is produce spreadsheets all day long. Grant and Ian would know about that a bit more than me. But seriously, he is a lovely boy. Jenny and Bernie, you must be proud of him. That's it. I've got to turn the page over. Rachel. Better say something about you, I suppose. I can actually remember vividly the day Rachel was born. Unfortunately, you three, I can't remember anything. But I do remember Rachel's birth for some reason. So it's going to be awkward when we get to your weddings. But anyway, Rach, you come along and my life changes forever. You were and still are a very independent, determined young lady. You've always worked hard. From the age of 12, you took yourself off without us knowing round to the local hairdressers and got yourself a Saturday job, lying about your age. Since then, you've succeeded in every career you have chosen. You've been a great role model for your sisters, and it's been my privilege to be your father. I forgot to say a couple of thank yous in the beginning. I'm always forgetting to thank this person. So, my sister Moya, whenever there's hard work to be done, she's always there for some reason, always. And Moya, Michael, Lexi, thanks for yesterday, very much. I'd also like to thank Paul Mansell. Paul, stand up, that's embarrassing. freezing because he was keeping an eye on all the valuables, etc., etc. So one more person, and this proves what it's like to live in a community. Yesterday we was worried because of the weather and keeping all the drinks cold, and Luke Thompson turned up and said, well, you could have my refrigerated van for the weekend. So every time you have a cold beer today, boys. Thank you, Luke. Right, I'm nearly done. I can't let this moment go without mentioning my beautiful wife, Beverly. I can honestly say, Bev, you have contributed about 70% to bringing up these girls of ours. 90%. And as Natalie Ross told me, I'm a very lucky man. Yes, she is. Her actual words were, the other day, bloody hell, Graham, you are punching well above your weight.
It's true, it's true.
But anyway, we've been married 32 years, so I must be doing something right. So, finally, if you can all stand and grab hold of your glasses. Rachel and Bradley, good luck. Have a wonderful, happy, healthy life together. Rachel and Brad. Thank you. Where's that long streak of piss?
Once more, everyone pick up your glasses. What do we say to the bride and groom? Right, next up to speak is the man of the hour, Mr. Bradley Burnell. Sit down. The first time I met Bradley, he was doing something that traumatised him so badly, he's refused to ever mention it again to this very day.
Oh, go on.
Cardio. That's right, Bradley was in fact dieting in preparation for a cage fight. The first time I saw him, I walked in the gym only to see him surrounded by 6 men, lifting up his extra small vest from Baby Gap and revealing a freshly chiselled 2-pack in the mirror. That's right, there was 2 of them. They say first impressions last a lifetime, and as I looked on at Brad revealing his torso to half of Thames Club, I couldn't help but be impressed, and there was but one thought that sprung to the front of my mind. What a bellend. So now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time. Standing in the blue corner, wearing the blue trousers. Maybe most of it we all know normally wears them. The man who has been so dedicated to his wedding day that he spent the last 6 months practicing the cutting of the cake. Bradley Burnell.
It's like the best man speech started already, isn't it? Well, here we are.
Brilliant.
I hope everyone is enjoying this day as much as me and my beautiful wife. My wife. That's going to take some getting used to. I met Rachel a little over 6 years ago, and today is actually our official 6-year anniversary. So there's no excuses for forgetting it now. 6 years ago we met, about 100 yards in that direction, at the Thames Club, like Dave just said. She walked in with her I Heart NY t-shirt, saw a cracking looking lad in the corner. The rest is history. In fact, I was looking at some photos 6 years ago, and there was definitely a lot more hair on this barnet than today. I'm beginning to think the two are related. So in another 6 years, I'll be looking for a job as a Right Said Fred and lookalike. Our first real date involved a zorbing ball. And for those who don't know, Rachel took a running jump and dived into a ball and got stuck. So there I am, looking on, full moon. The workers look at me, I look at them. We start laughing. And it's one of the funniest days of my life. So anyone that hasn't done aquazorbing, I recommend it. And let the bird go first. 6 years. It's flown by. Ever since that proposal at Christmas before last, life has been a million miles an hour. In fact, the last 18 months have seen them move house, both change jobs in the space of a few weeks. And don't get me wrong, there's been a few times where I've thought about it. But I wouldn't change it for the world. You look absolutely stunning today. And all of those Savlon beards are paid off. You've amazed me for the first day I met you. You can apply yourself to absolutely anything. Today is a true testament of that, because Rachel's done about 90% of this today. You ran a marathon. Sod that. A new job, new industry, smashing it. You're always putting other people before yourself. Always going to so much effort when anyone needs help. However, your DIY skills still require some work because you don't hang a picture with a shoe. I'm so happy that you're my wife, and I can't wait for the future. So my speech today boils a lot down towards thank yous. Firstly, as Graham said, I'd like to thank everyone who's travelled from far. It means so much that you're all here with us. I'd personally like to thank John Kruger for the whistle. As you can tell, nice little get on. So, we go on to the bridesmaids. And I'll start with the friends first. Alana. Thank you for being Rachel's wing woman on our first proper date. Even if you both did neck all the wine samples within the first 5 minutes, thank God it wasn't white wine. Which resulted in both you and Rachel falling asleep on me and Ross in the cab on the way home. We both probably should have known from that moment on and done a runner. Alice. Francis. Daughter of the MILF. You put up with my brotherly banter and moaning about Rach when I need to. You also share the burden of me with Rach's painful questions. Like, is Egypt the capital of Africa? Why does the eclipse only happen in England? Is the Pope Jewish? Then why does he wear the Jew cap? But most of all, he's Ed. Fry phone. You always looked after Rach and been a protective friend. Whether it be over a suitcase and a bucket of KFC, or in a speedboat in Thailand with knickers caught on a rudder, or making sure she made it home from nights out only after eating an apple all day, albeit a bit wankered. Louise, basically a must. Where are you? There she is. One of the family. You were one of Rachel's oldest friends, and I have you to thank you for making sure she didn't stay 15 stone after leaving school. No, thank you. Now, the sisters. Until I met the Muskells, I was convinced women did not burp or fart. How wrong could I be? Gail, aka Sharpie. You're the youngest of the crew. Hopefully you won't get too drunk tonight, and that your dad won't find you half naked slumped across the toilet. Yasmin, Spaniard, the favourite. That is all. Sophia, I'm off the market now. Ship sailed. Mansell, no pressure, mate. Now I speak on behalf of Rachel, Sophie, and that her hen night wouldn't have been what it was without you. You gave her a send-off to remember, and for that we have a little gift for you. an only child, I now have 3 sisters I never wanted. But I wouldn't change for the world. The best men. Where are you? There they are. You gave me an absolutely mental stag do. Property damage. Physical damage. I am both scarred mentally and physically. Hancock. My best mate. My brother. Since we were 1 month old. In fact, when me and James first met, we were both, well, I was dressed as a sailor, he was dressed as an elf. We had no chance, mate. Love you, mate. Ross! I'm glad Alana hasn't dressed you today, mate. I don't think I could take another pair of brightly coloured shoes or a dewy outfit. Thumb. Love them! Little legs! Well, you're the co-creator of TNT, my friend. We've had some good times together, son. Plenty more to come. Alex. Bordello. If it wasn't for our love of garage music, Moschino patterns, and EZ, I don't think I'd like you. The ushers, Will, Dan, Macca. You boys done great today, and over the past weeks, even yesterday, you pulled more than your weight. You've done us all really proud. So the big thank yous. Big thank yous. And like Graham said, we wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for Pauline and David. What you've been able to give us today is absolutely amazing. We'll be forever in your debt, and we have a little gift for you, just as a token of our appreciation. If everyone can please remember, this is their back garden, albeit a big one. If you can make sure you rubbish mates into bins and cigarettes where they need to go, just to keep it tidy for them, that would be really appreciated.
You're very close to this camera.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're tidying up, son.
I know I'll be tidy up tomorrow.
So, Bev and Graham. In-laws. We're about 100 yards from your wedding reception 32 years ago. If me and Rachel can go 32 years, I'll be pretty happy with that. We need to give an extra thank you to you two for letting us move back to headquarters and enable us to save towards our future and the wedding. There's not many 30-year-olds who want to move in with their in-laws, but you make it fun and easy. And an extra bonus of being the pool. But we really appreciate you helping us towards a better future together. And we have a little gift for you too here as well. Jenny and Bernie, Mum and Dad. Who'd have thought that 30 years ago you'd be sitting here watching all this? You've helped me so much through the years. I know I can be a pain. You've had your fair share of grief, but hopefully it was all worth it today. I know it's cheesy, but don't think you're losing a son, but gaining a daughter. We've also got a few little tokens for you to remember the day as well here. Dream on, son. So the barmaids. Mel, Julia, Katie, Siobhan. You're really grafting for us today and we really appreciate it. So everyone make sure you're extra kind to those girls over there because otherwise you're not going to get any drinks. Now this is the part of the speech where you mention absent loved ones and it's normally very generic and brushed over. However, I lost someone very special this year. My nan. Trixie. So, at any point today, you've got Stella in your hand. Cheers to Trixie. So the toast. If I mention everyone again, we'll be here till Christmas. So we'll just wrap it all up into one great big bow. To Rachel, the bridesmaids, the best men and ushers, PJ and DJ, Bev, Graham, Jenny, Bernie, barmaids, and absent loved ones. Cheers.
Okay, so before I hand you over to the best men, I actually received a request from the bride to do a speech about her. Kind of like the best men do with a groom. Now, I know most of you have been to weddings before, and traditionally we sort of tend to pussyfoot around and butter up the bride and give her loads of compliments. I just want to make this crystal clear. This isn't that wedding. Okay? So, I guess I'll start with the hen do. And I've got a question for the bride. Or should I say John? Did you go out last night? Maybe! Just for the record, I have no idea what's going on. Now, being asked to attend a hen do can be regarded as something of an honour. The thought that a bride wants to share the initial celebration of the biggest day of her life with you and all of her nearest and dearest really does make you realise that you're one of the select few people she regards as a true friend. Now, I didn't attend the hen do myself. However, if at any point throughout this evening you'd like more information on this exclusive, invite-only event, then please feel free to ask one or more of the lucky few ladies who were delicately handpicked by the bride herself. They shouldn't be too hard to find. There's 47 of them. Rachel and I were in fact best mates at school, despite the fact we were polar opposites. I was 6'1", weighing in at a whopping 7 stone. Rachel, on the other hand, and I will say this in the most delicate way possible, as it is her wedding day, looked like she'd been built out of brick. With the dimensions of a shithouse. Rachel wasn't a complicated child growing up. She was happy with the simple things in life, and there was just a few select things that she was really passionate about. This is displayed beautifully in a letter that she wrote to Santa that I managed to dig out from Musk HQ. Dear Santa, Rachel Musk here. This year I've been a really, really good girl and therefore would be eternally grateful if you could bring me the following 2 things. Number 1, a pair of Umbro shorts. And number 2, just enough peroxide to keep my fringe separate from the rest of my head for the next 10 years. I'd like to take you back to the day we met. It was 1998 and I was sat in a lesson of design technology when all of a sudden our teacher stood up and announced that there'd be a new girl joining the school and she'd surely be joining the class. And then it happened. In she walked. Everyone stopped what they were doing. I sat bolt right up in my chair, my jaw hit the table, my heart raced and I couldn't concentrate. I took one look at her and thought, Jesus Christ. I definitely wouldn't fuck with that! As she elegantly smashed her way to the back of the classroom and sat down with a thud that would later cause a nuclear disaster in Fukushima. I took one look at her and thought, I bet she's got cracking banter! Skipping forward, she did indeed have cracking banter, and we soon became best mates. We're an unlikely duo, I can still picture us now. Poolie Green's pathetic attempt at Aladdin, and the girl who single-handedly combined together the BMI and Richter scales. Our friendship was helped along by my mother, who wrote into the school stating that I was only allowed to be sat next to girls in all my lessons. Apparently she seemed to think I talked too much. Fuck off. Line up everyone that laughed. What followed was 4 years of sitting in maths lessons armed with pieces of paper that had hilarious foreign people's names on them that we'd take it in turns to shout at each other. Now I know what you're all thinking. Did these years of being distracted from maths affect us in our adult lives? Well, I can tell you that they didn't. And if you don't believe me, you can ask her yourself. Rachel, who invented the triangle?
Jocelyn Beaver.
Jocelyn Beaver. Now, it'd be too long-winded for me to cram 15 years of friendship into this cheap paragraph of small paragraph of cheap blokes. So I'd like to leave you with a toast to both Brad and Rachel, two of my best mates. We got years of good memories to look back on, including awful nights in Staines, log cabin parties and beer pong trick shots. Graham, still waiting for you to drink that tequila, mate. 24 hours barbecues at my parents' house and festivals with funky water. On a serious note, you two are honestly made for each other, and I think every single person in this marquee would agree with me that the whole of today, the setup, the marquee, the entertainment, reflects on you both perfectly as a fun-loving, laid-back couple who see life as being too short, and it's been an honour to be part of it. So if I can ask everyone to pick up your drinks, what do we say to the bride and groom? Cheers! Beautiful. I'm getting all emotional. Finally, I'd like to hand you over to the best men. So if I could get the best men up the front here, please.
Mr. Hancock. It's all true. It's all true.
Now, as I'm sure you're all aware, traditionally, grooms generally only have one best man when they go to their weddings, but Brad decided that he wanted 4. Now, I'm sure you're all familiar with the terms quality and quantity and how they work in relation with each other, yeah? This situation here is pretty self-explanatory. Now, seeing as there are 4 of them, I thought I'd give them a proper introduction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce them all one by one, and when I call out their names, they're going to step forward, give you a camp little wave, and I want you all to give a big cheer to settle their nerves before their big speech.
Go on, Hancock.
Now, I'm going to sit down at my table for this one, so you can all pretend I'm a 1980s voiceover. Yeah, this is happening. First of all, I'd like to introduce you to best man number 1, Mr. James Hancock. The crazy one who is all about that barnet. James still remains to be the only man in history to have walked into a hair salon and asked for a Whoopi Goldberg. Next up is best man number 2, Mr. Alex Costello. The Greek one. Alex was once 6'4" tall until the day he decided to eat his body weight in tin tuna, then passed out on sunbed for 6 hours and woke up the size of an average household pet. Next up is best man number 3, Mr. James Lutman. The fireman, who seems to have misplaced his legs. James had a minor setback in his career as a firefighter last Christmas after it took him around 45 minutes to blow out a candle. And last in line is best man number 4, Mr. Ross Sacharini. The other Greek one, whose father was a doormat. And we have, I'd like to do a special announcement from my little helper at the back here, Mr. Will Boa. Stand up. Will recently got married and soon came to the realisation on his wedding day that he was in fact punching above his weight, and he hasn't stopped smiling since. Spin everybody.
Thank you very much, Dave. Well, I don't know how to build up to that, but we will try. Ladies and gentlemen, this is more than just a speech. It's more just than a few funny occasions about Brad. It's for his best friends, talking about what it means to know Brad Burnell, and also a warning to Rachel. Dun dun dun! Bit of EastEnders effect, you know?
A lot of you probably have no idea who I am. That is pretty much a lie. And this is pretty much a lie what I'm just about to say as well. I'm one of those shy, quiet and retiring types. I was going to start the speech off with a dance, but I was advised not to and wait till let the real Hancock come out later. Probably for the best. I've known Brad all my life. We grew up together. And we've changed in many ways, but still the same in a lot of ways. The last time I caught Brad wrestling naked, actually he likes to do a lot more as he gets older. It's very worrying. Especially with one of his closest friends. And the word cocktail stick, cocktail sausage or chipolata come to mind. And I think everyone find out they've got an envelope on their table and I think it's time to open it and reflect on these moments. A little bit more as well. No, it's got more of your youth in it as well, as the cocktail stick never grew. Yeah. We all know size doesn't matter. But I'm not entirely sure that counts. Especially when Brad's penis is resembling a mushroom button. Oh, right, whatever. Don't expect any less than that. And it's not fair range. Unless he's a grower. What we're talking about, boys, is Ross.
For those of you that don't know, Rachel and Bradley met over a treadmill. Quite funny really, as Bradley doesn't even know how to turn a treadmill on. Rachel actually found out, after a few encounters, that it's not just the treadmill that Bradley struggles to turn on. After a few texts and a couple of Facebook messages, the couple found themselves cruising in the Corsa in their birthday outfits, running from the police hoping not to get arrested for indecent exposure. Close your ears, Bev and Jenny, it's only going to get worse. Like the time I was called over to Burnell and James to fix the Ottoman after a particularly spontaneous session, then I decided against it, as I'm Greek and the only favours we do is for money. Actually, I did have to de-squeak Brad's bed in time for the visit of the girl that Trixie so eloquently called Scarlet Pimpernel. In 1 minute, gone the next, she said, God bless her, Trixie knew Brad so well. One of the things I'll always say about Brad is that he's never afraid to let people know his abilities. A great example of this would be ski trip 1997. When asked what ability he was at skiing, he said he'd been loads of times and got put to the top of the group so he could be with his mates. It became apparent he was in fact useless. So useless, he went missing for several hours and was found at the top of the mountain a quivering wreck. It is also great to ask Brad about his rugby abilities. He would claim he's a couple of training sessions away from his England debut. In actual fact, he did get promoted to promoted to the first 15 rugby team a few years back, positioned as the trusty fullback, last form of defence, you can rely on Brad. Couple of minutes into the game, a massive black dude breaks through the defence and steamrolls over Brad like he wasn't there, knocks him out, brain fluid seeping from his nose. According to several reports, Brad decided against rugby for the next few years.
The knot to his head could... A little bit like that. So, I remember when I first saw Brad League around BP Connect in Ashford, actually. I actually watched something in there. The first thing I thought was, oh dear God, this poor boy needs to eat something. Mate, I look at you now and I'm thinking, don't eat anything more. You've eaten enough. It's done, your Domino's. It's done. It's done. No, seriously, just stop. Despite his frail physique, back then, the 16-year-old blonde Lothario drove a white Ford Fiesta, which is about a third of a car, 2/3 speakers. Yeah, that's about right, isn't it? We used to go round Staines and park in BP Connect and then just play Will Smith's greatest hits, and then go back and then play Will Smith's greatest hits, and then go to Jenny's, and then we'd be cool. That's a good night out. Okay, let's go. From the time I spent cruising around in that car, me and you, we had the best of times, didn't we? We had great things in common, like girls, the gym, BP Connect, Exchange nightclub, BP Connect, Exchange nightclub, BP Connect, all those things. Yeah, all those things. But I'd be the first one to say he's something of a player in those days, and Rach, he was a bit of a player, right? To be fair, I'm not sure how anyone could resist his charms. Like, anyone who goes up to his room sees pictures of him in his bedroom, like, that's it, it's game over, it's done, yeah, it's done deal. Like, that blonde hair picture of you in your room was ridiculous, mate. I would have done you right there and then. Bad's not a man of many words. He doesn't know many words either, to be honest, mate. When I ever talk to you, it's like talk to a brick wall. I might not be doing that, to be honest. But one word he does know is bordello. That's my name now, isn't it? Because it sounds like Costello. Jenny once called your bedroom a bordello, which is effectively a brothel. It means a brothel. Now, I don't know why it's called a brothel, because the only comings and goings you had in that room consisted of 3 things. You, yourself, your hand, well actually this is 4, I can't really count, to be honest. And some tissues. That's about it, mate. That's about it.
But all of these wonderful things have made Brad the man he is today. A lot of you know Brad for his fancy hairdos and toned stomach. But I assure you, knowing him for so long, he has so many great qualities. Good looks, style, sense of humour, charisma are sadly just a few of the things he's lacking. Luckily for him though, Rachel has agreed to give her a hand in marriage and become a Burnell. However, credit where credit is due. Brad will always try to look his best. And his beauty regime is something to behold. What of his questionable 12-month tan? And his endless battle to remove all the hair from his body, whilst desperately trying to cling on to what is left on his head. Now that takes some work. However, myself and 24 other people do think this went a little bit too far in Marbella, whilst on a cultural retreat. Whilst Brad realised that he'd left his tweezers at home, and with the help of the on-site beauty therapist, Will Bauer, he tried to sculpt his eyebrows using an electrical fan. This did not end well. And for all the boys from Marbella, we'd like to actually present you with something, Brad, quickly while we're here. So, seeing him, although Brad comes across as quite confident, he was very nervous about today, and in particular, he was nervous about tonight. And he approached me only a few evenings ago and said, "James, how do I consummate the marriage?" Being a player, I thought long and hard about it. And I thought it's best I put it in terms that Brad would best understand. So I came up with the following. Firstly, Brad, you will need spreadsheets and enter. Then,
That's Phil.
play around with some digits until you're ready to insert memory stick. Next, engage hard drive until ready to download. Once downloaded, you you can ignore your work, treat yourself to a cold beer, and stick Match of the Day on until you fall asleep. Consummation complete. However, word of warning. Be careful how much you drink today, mate, because a hard drive can very, very easily become a floppy disk. But in all seriousness, Brad, if you're half the husband that you've been a friend to all of us, then you two will share a lifetime of happiness together. I'm going to pass you over to Hancock for their fucking toast.
All joking aside, this is the easiest part of the speech. We all love Brad for who he is and the way he is. So many are here because he is a great friend, and to so many of us, it is so fitting that he is with Rachel. He has found his soulmate and greatest friend, and someone that he will be with forever. So would everyone please stand and join us in congratulating the beautiful couple. To Mr. and Mrs. Double B.
That's it. That's it from all of us. Go and enjoy the party. They've bought us drink for the entire night. Pick up your drinks. What do we say?